All right, cool. So let's get rid of that there. Starting video transmission. Once that kind of goes out of the way, we'll officially start here because I don't know. Okay, cool. Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys can hear me a little bit better. I can actually hear myself, which is super weird. I forgot to turn off monitoring. Um, so that's a little odd. But what we're gonna do is I have taken all these photos that we have on the computer here, and I have put them into Lightroom already. So we're gonna go ahead, just wow, wow, it's gonna be a rough edit session. Anyways, as you can see right here, I've got my shotgun mic off of my camera here. I've got it running to here because the blue snowball thing, I love my blue snowball. I need to find a better way to mount it because it's just picking up the hum of the computer, the hum of the lights, and I'm hoping this is a better solution. Anyways, all right, so I went ahead and coiled, I don't know. Even when I used to go fishing back in the day and well, I mean, I still go fishing, not as much, but and you have to throw back the smaller fish, whatever that's called, coiled. I can't remember. I've never actually known the word. But anyways, back to this. So I've already gone through and got rid of some of the other photos. This one's a bit dark. This one's a bit brighter. Um, but basically, I just want to have some variety. So you've got the closed, open, closed, open, jacket, showing off the pocket, and then of course the shirt by itself. So these are literally identical photos. So we don't need two of those. Let's go ahead and get rid of one. Actually, let's make sure our focus is all right. We were pretty far back, so it's not going to be the sharpest because this is what the photo is intended to look like. But we're going to only cut about this much out of it anyhow. So let me just make sure I am showing you guys everything. Yep. Okay. While we're in here, let me stop the monitoring on this. You know what? I'm not going to mess with that because I don't want to accidentally get rid of my audio. Um, so I'm just going to do this. Oh my gosh, that's much better actually. That's so much better. Let me, nah, I won't throw music on because I'm probably going to use all of this to make one big video from yesterday when we shot all these photos. If you want to see that live, not live, but if you want to see the stream of that, I did stream it. But I'm going to make a whole video combining this one and that one, kind of, so it's not as long and you can just go, they'll go together, the edit with the photo taking. All right, so anyways, back to it. Let's get into this. Let's just go ahead and let's flip this to 16 by 9. If you don't know, what we're doing here right now is we are editing photos that are going to be put on the website of the business. So these aren't going to be the most creative photos. That's not what we're focused on here. What we're focused on is photos that, and we're going to remove the background too in Photoshop. But what we're looking for right now is we want photos that just sell the product. We don't need it to be creative. Like, I mean, of course we can do that, but we don't need it to be super creative and like artsy and all kinds of like show-stopping things. We just need photos because you can only have one on this particular app. And so that's, yeah, basically that's the gist of it. We kind of went over that yesterday when we shot these photos, but that's the gist of it once again. So we're just going to do like this. I like this 16 by 9. So let's go ahead and I think I want to just go ahead and copy this edit setting. So copy, nope, hold on. Choose edit settings to copy. It doesn't copy crop and geometry. Um, Also, you may not use this version of Lightroom. I've always used this version of Lightroom. I've never used Lightroom Classic. It's very hard to find tutorials for this version of Lightroom. So hopefully, if you use Lightroom Classic, hopefully this transfers over to that enough for you. If you use Lightroom, like I do, hopefully this is a good way to kind of look through, watch someone else kind of run through things. That's how I learn stuff all the time, is like it doesn't even have to be a tutorial necessarily. Okay, here's a bummer. We're going to have to figure out how to make this fit. So what we're going to do is hit custom here. Stretch this. Come on now. What? Why? Okay, I know why. It's because it's turned. So like, see, stuff like that. That's not something you necessarily find a tutorial on. It's just like, if it's turned, it won't go past the edges in Lightroom. So, because it was turned a little bit, the corners of our frame here wouldn't go past the actual photo frame. So yeah, so we just had to straighten it back out. Anyways, so now we got all our photos in a good similar thing here. Like I said, this isn't the time to be the most creative. What we're going to do, we're just going to do some basic stuff. We want the clothing to look accurate. And this white wall is going to get removed anyways, but this white wall with the way that we had the setup going and shooting raw photos, of course, you know, we lose some color, we lose some of that stuff. So what we're going to do, let's bring back just a tiny bit of saturation. I don't even think that's like almost not even noticeable, the saturation difference there. But what it does is your eye is going to see it and notice that. It's going to be, what's it called? Subconscious kind of a way to notice, like, oh, like the clothing looks better, because if it just all looks like this, or like even this, like you can see the green in that, you can see the black, the brown. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick right now, but you can see all the colors still. But we're at -27. And then let's take it to 6. It doesn't seem like it makes a huge difference, but in your brain it does, because we recognize color and we recognize good, vibrant colors. So we could even, now that I've said that, mess with the vibrance just a little bit. And that, I know that you guys haven't seen this in real life, unless you bought it off the website after this video, but that is a lot more accurate to what it actually looks like than like this. This is very gray and dull, and this shows off some of the greens and stuff just slightly. We don't want to make it unrealistic. We don't want people to buy something and be like, this is not what I bought. So we want it to look exactly, or as close to exactly, the product. But the reason I feel like I have to justify this is because it seems like when you're doing a product edit or something, it seems like you're just kind of messing with the way things look, and kind of using little marketing things like the fast food restaurants do, where they use like tire oil. I know that I know it's not a thing, but they use like whatever old motor oil for their maple syrup, because it won't soak in as much, and it's going to run differently and all of that, and it makes the ideal version. That's not what we're doing here. We're trying to sell reality. The time to sell a creative version of reality is in advertisements. The time to sell, because you're selling a feeling, a vibe, and that's when you'll have like models running through a field in a nice sundress. How many people are going to buy that sundress and actually run through a field with it? Probably very few. But you're selling that emotion. They don't have to go do that in the sundress, but that's the vibe. It's a summery vibe. It's a whatever. So that's when you get to be creative and kind of get to stretch it a little bit. In this, we're trying to get people who've already seen those, who want the product, to go onto the website or the app, buy it, and not be upset when they get what they get because you, as the artist, didn't portray it accurately. So that's what we're doing here. Anyways, long story short, basically, I'm cool with that. That's really all I'm gonna do. Actually, hold on. Let's see. I can maybe boost my exposure just a tad. I don't want it to get noisy. That's another thing I can maybe do. Do a little bit of denoise right here. Applying denoise. I can't do it myself. What the heck is super resolution? Anyways, while that's loading, I got my, if you can see that, I don't know. I've got my camera lens coffee mug here, and I've got a pumpkin spice latte in it, and don't make fun of me for that. It tastes like your grandma's house in the fall. It tastes the same way that smells, so it's perfect, actually, and it's magical, and it's wonderful, and I've mastered how to make them at home, so that's all I'm saying. It's actually wonderful. Did that? Oh. Okay. I think it smoothed it a little too much. We lost a bit of our clarity there, but let's go to clarity and see what we get out of that. Nope, I don't like that. Let's go to texture and see what we get. Nope, don't like that either. All right, let's bring our denoise down to 25. So let's take it down to half. We are losing a bit of, it's getting a bit, let's try our sharpening. There we go. We'll bring it back with sharpening. Sharpening is going to work a little bit for us. And combining those two, that's kind of giving me the look I want. So I'm happy with that. People probably aren't zooming in that much, and if they do zoom in that much, they understand zooming in to a photo like that. Unless you're using that one Fujifilm camera that came out this year that has like 100 megapixels. They understand that it's not going to be, you know, the highest, do I have everything? Yeah. They understand that that's not going to make the highest quality photos, zooming into something like to like really study it. So people understand that. So let's go ahead and paste our edit settings here. We're probably going to be able to take the exposure down some because we upped it on that darker photo. Okay, I know I just said I mastered making these, but I made it before I set up all the camera stuff, and it's cold now and it tastes a little funky. All right, see, so that kind of brightened it up quite a bit. Let's see. Do we like that bright? I like that. I like that because even here in the darker parts where we have shading, which is good because it's showing our giving some depth, showing our creases and stuff here. Like on this, yeah, you don't want wrinkles to show on clothing, but this is good because here it's showing off, hey, this is a contoured piece of clothing. Like it snatches in at the waist, and it's gonna like accentuate, and you want, you know, people are gonna want that. They're gonna want to know that that's that way because either they don't want that because it's not gonna be comfortable for them, or they do want that because it's gonna help show off the way they want to show off. So, as a baseline, okay, so something I don't like is this right here. The way that this is falling. I really don't like that, but it's because of the way these mannequins are built. They don't have legs, so there's nothing to push it out. So it's kind of wrapping in on them. But let's go ahead and paste the settings we have as a benchmark, as a starting point. And then what we're going to do is, if this ever, this takes a long time, this whatever, but it's doing a good job, so I guess I can't complain. But once we get that, like, kind of set up, then we'll see if our exposure can come down, and I'm sure it's going to be able to, because look how bright that mannequin is. It's very, very bright. So let's put this back at, yeah, at nada. And if I'm a customer, I'm zooming in on this. Oh, look, a pocket. I hope that translates well. It looks like it. So to me, I think it should. You know, so I think I'm cool with that. Although, all right, let's see. I think I want a different image of that if I've got one. Oh, wait. I didn't bring all the images off of this. And now I have you guys plugged into the computer. Oh, I do have an extra. I can oh, hold on. Mute the computer. I can unplug the headphones, and they don't use the same jack, but it's too cluttered. I can't plug in the headphones and plug in the capture card and plug in my SD card reader, but this works. So let's open this in a new tab. TCIM, blah, 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 whatever that says. Let's go down. Where is our leopard print thingamajiggy? What's that called? Trench coat. That's just camo jacket. Dude, oh no. Okay, so it looks like that's a mistake on my part. Crap. We'll see if that one's better than this one, or are they the same? They're essentially the same. They're exactly the same. Alright, where... Dadgum. So, it looks like... Let me turn this real quick. I'm sorry if this is annoying. Oh, no. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to talk through the annoying sounds that this stand's probably making. Okay, so... It looks as if I have forgotten to take an extra picture of the thing. So, you know, that's what we've got right now. Obviously, I can go reshoot this, and that'll be okay. The reason being, I don't like that, like I said earlier, but I also don't like how this is coming up on this side, and it's on the neck on this side. You can see part of the collarbone almost, and you can see the nothing over here. So it looks a little odd. I don't like it. I don't like the shaping of it. She'll probably go with this image anyways, but look, same thing on the neck. I tried to fix down here, and that was the best it would do for me. But anyway. Alright, so we'll leave that one for now. I'm probably not going to use that one. Well, she's probably not going to use that one. The store owner. So let's see here, because especially if you can see the button in this one, isn't it weird that those are called buttons too, but you don't push them? Like, the keys on my keyboard are buttons technically, right? Or am I completely wrong on that? I might be completely wrong. I mean, I think they're buttons. I push it and it does stuff. Anyways, back to this. Alright. So these leopard print ones weren't my favorite even yesterday when I was taking a picture, because look at that. It looks out of focus. It's because it's the felty material. It's not quite like a hair material, because it's not supposed to be leopard skin. It's leopard print or cheetah print, whatever, on a felty material, kind of like what's on this blanket right here. Like Sherpa kind of, almost like that. It's not quite that plush, but it kind of makes it look a little out of focus. But from a distance, you know, we're good. It's not the biggest deal in the world to micromanage or critique that as much. Because as long as you do what you're able to do, you'll be good. One thing we can probably do because of that, if we scroll down here to our denoise, turn it off, and turn up our sharpening just a tad, probably be fine. to make that look a little better. Maybe not. Maybe I was completely wrong. Nope. I like that actually more because you could see there the way that it kind of sharpened it up. All right. Here we've got this thing, and so what we're going to do, same thing. The reason we're just copying and pasting our edit right now, the lighting didn't change. The lighting situation didn't change. It was a square softbox on the right of the camera and a umbrella on the left, kind of halfway down the mannequin. The softbox was pointed down on the right, and so we did that so that we could get a little bit of shading, but also kind of pull out some of those wrinkles, if there was any wrinkles in the clothing from being on the mannequins and people looking at them and touching them and all that stuff in the store. So the lighting didn't change, and that gives us the ability to kind of keep our settings the same. And then what we can do is when we, hold on, I can't think. Because it's not necessarily, oh no, go away. We want, yeah, 16 by 9. Lock it. All right. Because it's not necessarily doing any, like, anything real creative with it. We're just kind of, let's do, choose edit settings, crop, and geometry. Because we're not really doing anything super creative with it, this is for showcase purposes, purchasing purposes. It's a weird way to say that. Then it's giving us the chance to, you know, have a little less work in the photo touch-up department because we have more to do in some of the other, removing the background, maybe adding a background. We're actually going to make a background so that we can give the shop owner a version of two versions of the photos so that she can do what she wants with it. Either keep the white background on the back, not this white background, we're going to put a plain white background, like what you can see here. Let's see. Like these, like the last time, because it kind of gives you your internet vibe, and you can zoom in a little bit, obviously to crop some of this dead space away. And then also, we're going to make one with the logos in the background and pink because it's kind of the store colors, and I think that that would complement it well and be able to, you know, just have some branding and some congruency throughout the website. Anyways, let's move on to this next one here. Command V. Let's see what we get. Oh, crap. I just remembered. Oh, wait, no, it's on the next one. Well, I guess it's on this one too because the sleeves are kind of out of frame. Come on, please. Don't take this long. Now, we probably don't need denoise on this one. It's a denim jacket. It already looks kind of noisy just by the nature of denim. So, honestly, that could help us a little bit. The reason we are having to use denoise, this shop is incredibly dark. And then also, the shop is incredibly dark. That's pretty much the gist of it. I don't know what the and also was about, but yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. All right, let's go here. Let's auto straighten this. Usually it does a pretty good job. I think that did a pretty good job, so we'll leave that there. You can see here, there's the umbrella that I was talking about, and here's the softbox I was talking about. Anyways, see, the umbrella casts a good bit of light, but it's not as much as this softbox. So softbox has this real nice and lit, and then we get a little bit of extra shading over here. So it just kind of helps things stand out a bit, in my opinion. I like that combination. Yeah, I think we're good with that there. Let's, we're going to do one more thing actually. Yeah, we're gonna do one more thing. We're gonna come here, we're gonna copy these edit settings, but we're just gonna hit copy edit settings this time because we don't want the crop, because this one, remember, is a little bit wider. So paste edit settings. And for the men's clothing, we're probably not gonna put the pink background. We can figure something else out. We can talk with the shop owner and see what she wants to do for as far as her men's brand goes. We weren't asked to do the background thing, but I'm trying to I mean, except for taking the background away, obviously, because it's just a gradient wall that's inconsistent. We want consistency through the website when you're scrolling, like an aesthetic Instagram page. But anyway, we don't want the look of everything to be too boring. And I want to put some branding in it. If somebody screenshots this and sends it to someone, if the logo is pasted on the back, perfect. That's great. And then if they forget that screenshot's on their phone and they go scrolling through their phone, go to delete stuff, and they find it again, now the store's on their mind again, and not just the clothing. So it's those kinds of little things. That's what I like to try and think about sometimes. So let's go ahead, move forward with this here. We're almost done with our touch-ups on the photos. These are easy. Just find some settings that work for everything you're using to just bring it into real life. We're not getting super creative with it. We want it to look like it does in real life. So that's, for me, it was boosting the saturation a little bit, boosting the vibrance a little bit. My white balance stayed the same. My lighting setup stayed the same, so I didn't have to do much of a change there. It was taking some of the noise out of the photos and then straightening them up. And that was really it for all of this. So let's go ahead and copy these edit settings one last time so it'll do that straighten for us. And I don't have to waste your time doing that. Oh, actually, it's already straight. Well, crud. I'm going to waste your time anyways, I guess. All right. 22, 26, 20, oh, 31. So, like I said, this video, I'm going to take this video and take the video yesterday where we were actually shooting these photos, piece them together so that we have one congruent video of all of this together, and it'll just be a little bit of an easier way to watch this if anyone is actually interested in the if it's not just like put it on and tune out kind of content. That I watch a lot of camera stuff that's put it on and tune out, but anyways, we're gonna select all of these now, and I am going to export them. Export. We'll go to the export settings because I want to name these something so I know exactly what files I'm working with. So we're gonna take away done here because I name everything done, and these are not done. So we're gonna name them need Photoshop. Need underscore PS for Photoshop. We're gonna hope the computer will catch up with us here. And JPEG full size. Yes, that's perfect for me. Screen. We need to change that to screen. Don't know what I was exporting that I needed paper for, but sharpening amount standard is good. And we're gonna go ahead and export that to not to done. We're gonna export that to app. Is this the right one? Lincolnton Steer South app. Yes. So export to that. All right. And while that goes on and loads, we're going to go ahead and get this guy opened up. Photoshop. My boy. Kind of. Actually, I'm starting to, it's growing on me a lot. Ooh, I don't know if you guys could hear my neck pop just then, but felt good. I've had a stiff neck all day. Don't know why. Alright, so Lightroom is done. We're going to go ahead and quit it so we can try and help the computer survive. Just a little bit. Okay. Cool. No, what's going on? Alright, sweet. I don't even ever read that, so I don't even know what it is. I think it's an update thing, but let's go to new file. And we are going to be doing a 16 by 9. So that's the same as like right here for video, 1920 by 1080. We're just going to flip it into our vertical format. Yeah, vertical. And then we're going to do steer south underscore app. And then I think here's going to let me... No. Okay, I don't know what that was. We can go ahead and hit create. We'll leave our artboard open here. All right, we're going to jump into this really quick. And what I want to do, I just want to build a box. And I want to change this box to a color. Where is... There, that's what I needed. We don't need exports anymore. Oh crap, I just saved all of those to there. I didn't even think about that. We need to be a little more organized here. So let's do a new selection and to Photoshop. So that way, anytime I'm messing with these things, I can go boom, put it to Photoshop. That way I have, that was a voice crack, dude. What the heck? That way I have like the stuff that I need in every step of the way. Is it a little bit of overkill? Definitely so. But I've lost a lot of stuff before, and this way I have every step of the process. If I need to make something specifically with this jacket and I need a different background and I've got some cluttery background that Photoshop can't separate from, there we go. Perfect. Anyways, let's go back to, let's try to find our, here we go, our logo. So this is the one that I got off of this. This is how it was sent to me in a like big old thing like this, and I got it separated meticulously. But we're gonna do, let's go to here. No, that's like photo ideas. This is for a this was a like shoot that we did with like pageant queens. Actually, I need this. That's kind of perfect actually. I need because I want the, let's go here, drop that in. I want the pinks off of it. So let's move you out the way. Let's go here, grab my color picker, and let's try this pink first. Nope, that looks like, well, I don't hate it. What the heck? I don't hate it, but I don't love it either. That's a little too dark still. No, go away, go away, go away. Okay. Do this. Color picker. Nope. 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 Okay, there we go. That's a little more like it. Let's, or is that a little bit too fleshy looking? Kind of looks like flesh. I don't know if I like that. We're gonna go with it for now, but I might change it. Anyways, let's drop this guy in here. Shrink it up. Whoop. And then we're gonna kind of make like a step and repeat. Oh, so look there. This is something good to keep in mind. We have some edges. So let's crop this image. Okay, that's fine. I know how cropping works. All right, enter. No, no, no. Okay, that's ironic. I said that I know how cropping works and then I messed it up, but whatever. Make you as tall as possible and bring you in. Enter. That's what we need. Get rid of you. All right, that looks good, I think. Options. So we're going to have to do the same thing on this side, it looks like. So let's bring you in. Enter. Does that give us what we need? I don't see any other kind of edge. Perfect. So, is that even? Looks like it. All right, let's I think I have an idea. Maybe. All right. Yep, so they're sharing in a space. Let's do no, go away. Go back. Option this. Is that even also? Yes. Let's do this. Group them together. We need to group them together first, because if we don't, they're just going to all go to the middle. Okay. That's fine. I didn't think about having that grouped in it, but what we're going to do is it's an easy fix. Ungroup. This is why you should work with multiple layers. I'm just kind of rushing through this part, so we don't necessarily need it. So what I want to do, I think, is grab all this. Let's not grab that this time. And we're going to just grab a couple of these. Okay, go away. I wanted all of you. Bro, okay, hold on. I need to work on a different layer because I need to lock this background down. So let's do this. Grab that guy, go here, right click, go to arrange, and send to current layer. Now it's on this layer, and we'll lock it, and it's all good. So let's grab all these. See, that's what I was worried about right there. Group. Now let's do that. Perfect. Thank you. All right. Good. Why are y'all not grouped? I made you out of a group. You should have stayed grouped up. All right, is this? All right, perfect. So now, same thing. Now I'm just going to do it with the bigger version because we can be done with this quicker. No use in doing it a million times if you can make it work. So there we go. Let's grab all of these. Let's make one really big group out of it. Where'd my thing go? Okay, one big group. Make sure it's centered, and then make sure it's centered here as well. So hopefully that didn't work like I wanted it to. Anyways, we're going to now, I want to stretch this out. Okay, I forgot to hold down shift. Hold down shift. In Photoshop, don't hold down shift because it'll warp it. In Illustrator, do hold down shift because it doesn't warp it. It holds it all together. So now we're just going to realign it all once again. And what we're going to do is we'll leave that one there. Actually, hold on. We need to ungroup everything first. Is everything ungrouped? Nope. Ungroup. Ungroup. There's probably an easier way to do this, but ungroup. Ungroup. All right. Now I'm going to do this. Delete. 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 That was wrong. This one needs to be deleted, doesn't it? No, maybe not. Delete and delete. Something about that's wrong. What did I do wrong? Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. All right. So if I want this one to stay. Oh. Delete both. And then you stay. We delete y'all two. And then you stay, we delete you two. And then you stay, we delete you two. And then you stay, we delete you two. And then you stay, we delete y'all. Is that right? I don't know if I did that right. I don't know if I did that right. Whatever. I don't know if I did that right. That's not exactly what I had in mind. I think it works though. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. It's yet to be determined. So let's just size it up a little more though. Kind of get a better. No. Okay. Uh, Group them all together. That's good because now we don't have to make like a million individual groups. Let's do that. Steer south. We got the steer south logo there. Steer south, south, steer south, blah, 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 blah. So should all show up in one way or another for our image well. So let's see if we go back to our app folder and we go to Photoshop. I don't really know if there's a good I don't think there's a very good like background removal tool in Illustrator, but there might be now. They just released so much new stuff for Adobe products. So, and all of it's like AI related. So I'm sure they added a good like whatever. Let's see, mask. Okay, yeah. I don't even know what that did. All right, so basically that's going to be our idea. So let's go ahead and get this photo into Photoshop and let's see how this worked out for us. So hold on, I want to do it like this, I think. Export for screens. No, I never do that. I don't know why I just did that right then. Export as. We are going to save this as app back. All right, we're going to save this on app right there. Is it the right one? Exports raw. Yes. So we'll just save it there. That one will be fine floating around the folder. It's not going to take up much space in the folder itself. So let's drop it in here. See how she works for us. Line it up. Line it up. Make sure it's all in there good. All right, that looks good to me. Yep, everything's straight. So let's get this open up to Photoshop. Let's throw this guy in here. Now what we're gonna do, don't hold down shift anymore because we're in Photoshop. Just drag to the edges and it's gonna fit perfect because we're in the same frame size. Let's hit done and then let's hit remove background and hope it does its magic. And it did. Awesome. So, hold on here. Let me get a little more comfortable. All right. So it did its magic for us. That's wonderful. That's perfect. I think this jacket looks a little low in the frame. When we have this pole here and we have the mannequin neck and weird head thing in there, looks like the guy from Beetlejuice. We're a little bit off from center with the actual mannequin or the actual clothing. So I'm going to pull it up just a tad. I think I like there. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to click on my mask part of my layer here. I'm going to click the removal tool. I'm going to zoom in down here. Make our brush a bit bigger. And we're just going to get rid of it. Perfect. I like it. Cool with that. All right. So how do we think that looks? I think it looks okay. I think one thing I want to address is if we can get the logo to be like this, kind of sporadic. I like that a lot. What I want to happen is the photos beside of this on the website, the ones that, the next article of clothing, I want it to match up. That's not going to happen clearly. So I might figure out how to do that. But basically, that's what we're looking at doing. We can do it right, like just the white background, and you've got your nice clean aesthetic here for your images, and all of that. So that's what we got. I think it's pretty simple. It's a pretty easy way of kind of making sure everything looks clean, everything looks clear, and you're still doing your job. Like the title of this video, it's not the most glamorous, it's not the most exciting part of photography. You're not, you know, you're not being super creative. Of course, there are ways that you can incorporate that, trying to add this background, and I just realized it's changed the shirt, taking it out, thinking it was background. But um, you can do your part, use your ideas, and kind of pitch them as like what needs to be done for this project. These pieces of clothing need to be photographed well, they need to be accurate to real life, and they need to be put on a background that is congruent throughout the website. Now, with all those steps, as long as I deliver that, that doesn't mean that I can't take my own time, my own initiative to do something a little different. So I can deliver this with the white background so that I know, hey, this works perfect for them. And then I can also deliver this with it. So they have a choice. They can choose, between that. And to me, this seems like a good way to incorporate branding. Um, and that's going to allow them to be able to have that choice with you, to show them that you care about their product, you care about them as a business, and it's not just another job to you. You're actually a photographer, a videographer, an editor who takes pride in your work and wants to see it succeed. So yeah, I hope this was somewhat useful. I'm probably going to change a couple of these things, but I'm going to do that off camera. This video has probably been long enough, and I think we got the whole point across. So we kind of went through the process of how to do that. Just make it your own, be creative with it, and yeah. If you watched this, I appreciate you watching, and if you are interested, then I am probably going to have the let's see here. Let's do this. Ha ha ha. Make it nice and huge. Cool. Got my name. Look at that. All right. If you're interested, I'm probably going to, right after this, right after I finish all these photos, put them all together and make a video for combining this video with the shooting one. And yeah, so that's that really. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you maybe learned something. I don't know. I'm learning stuff. I'm learning that it's a lot easier to edit when I'm talking to a stream because I'm not watching a movie or something. And it honestly makes it a lot more enjoyable. So, anyways, see ya.